everybody who is watching this fantastic video. My name is Olenjolai Moko TAYAI Losingo. Simply just call me Olenjolai. I'm from Tanzania. I'm a Tanzanian. I'm from Tanzania, and I'm doing these programs in Tanzania. And I dedicate these programs for all the Tanzanians who are doing ordinary diploma studies. That is my dedications. But also that if you're an international viewer, don't get disappointed. This is the right place for you to learn about the beauty of engineering mathematics, especially basic mathematics. This is not higher mathematics. Excuse me, let me do the minor correction. Higher engineering and scientific mathematics, that is for the undergraduate level. So this is basically engineering and scientific mathematics. Well, so we are very happy to have you today, and we have a good news for you. You're warmly welcome that we prepared the contents for you, and we've been doing our preparation for a long time in order to make sure that we transform you from the point where you are into the next point and teach you how you may think differently. So let's take this opportunity, to welcome all the national and international viewers who are watching these programs anywhere else in the world into one of our online diploma Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania in square bracket Olenjolai. So we don't have Olenjolai. And then simultaneously like to welcome you into one of our YouTube channels that's called Online Diploma Institute of Tanzania in square bracket Olenjolai M. Right? So Olenjolai. No, there's no M. So just put it in square bracket Olenjolai. So this is a kind of good news, but it may be sounding that something new in your mind. It's true, because possibly that you have never experienced and you have never met with what I'm telling you right now. Well, so in Online Diploma Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania, we do have vision, we do have problem statement, means problems that we are solving, we do have solution statement, we do have it means what we call we do have plans, we do have main objective, we do have specific objectives. So we do have a lot of things that makes us to be different and make us to be unique. So because it cannot be similar with some other institutions or some other polytechnic institute that you know around the world, we are completely different because of the vision that we have. Possibly it's completely different from the vision that they have. So, well, you have been wondering yourself, or possibly you who is watching these programs, you are ordinary diploma student, either first year or second year or third year. In Tanzania, we categorize the 3 years of ordinary diploma in engineering and scientific as NTA level, National Technical Award, NTA level 4, NTA level 5, NTA level 6. Possibly you are among those NTA levels. Maybe you're NTA level 7, you're the first year, no, NTA level 4 or 5 or level 6, it means first year, second year, third year of ordinary diploma. And you want to be a competent basic technician. But you've been asking yourself so many questions that you used to, first of all, you used to love mathematics during your ordinary secondary education. But once you got into the ordinary diploma, something else happened in the midst there, that you find that instead of having great friendship with mathematics and enjoying learning mathematics modules or courses, then you find you are actually hating the subject of mathematics because of your poor performance. So you've been asking yourself about where can I go? Where can I get supplement material in order to supplement my formal class learning or my formal learnings in mathematics and also some other subjects such as physics, because we're also teaching physics in this channel. And especially that is physics, ordinary diploma used to learn is a subset of the physics that we are teaching advanced students. So you've been wondering about those questions. And then again, you've been asking yourself that questions. Where can I get a teacher, or who can teach me basic engineering mathematics or basic scientific mathematics for ordinary diploma? all the questions that you have, including the one that I've tried to mention before your presence, you get the answers through the online Diploma Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania, in square bracket Olenjolai. We are here to answer questions. We are here to meet the demands. We are here to solve problems. We are here to change the mindset of the pesky technicians. We are here to incubate. We are here to train. We are here to mentor. We are here to lead. We are here to encourage. We are here to challenge you, and we are here to teach you to think differently, because we used to think differently. We are here to encourage and insist and remind you that there is a real life problems that are waiting you to solve in your community, in your village, in your district, in your city, in your country, in your continent. There is a particular real life problems that are waiting for you during these times, that when you are still studying or after your graduation, actually that you have to tackle and you have to solve that real life problem. So that is the missions and that the entire focus. But I would like to tell you the vision that has been written in our heart. We have an assignment to teach students, ordinary diploma students who are pesky technicians, on how they can extract knowledge and wisdom from there, from the formal and the informal ordinary educations that they useless in different institutions or colleges or universities and are enacted in case of Tanzania. So we teach you to extract knowledge and wisdom from your formal or informal educations, and we teach you also to extract knowledge and wisdom from the Word of God, and we teach you to combine these two knowledges, and we teach you how you can use the combined knowledge to solve real-life problems, especially the ones which I've called them a little bit complex real-life problems, or intermediate complex real-life problems, or even complex real-life problems that you have to solve them by using your intelligence. So that the vision that you have to remember every time when you join with online Diploma Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania, square bracket Olenjolai, just tell your classmates, now it's a time for me to attend the classes of online undergraduate online Diploma Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania, square bracket Olenjolai, in order for my mind to be transformed to think differently, right? So that is the point. We have so many specific objectives. Maybe one specific objective that you have been wondering around is you want to do well in your continuing assessment of NTA level 4, NTA level 5, NTA level 6, as how you did it well during your ordinary educations, you are doing your ordinary secondary educations of formal, so the Form 4. Well, that's a very good missions and a very good forecast and very good expectations. And I want to tell you that we are here to make sure that you achieve your goal in doing excellent in your continuing assessment, especially for the subject that we are going to teach you. Again, you've been wandering around. That's one of our specific objectives. Our other specific objective is to equip you with every piece of information that you need in order to do excellent in your final exams or end of the semester exam, especially with the subjects or modules that we are going to teach you. So now, that is just the general introductions. I know that's very interesting to you. Now let us come to what we have to deal with. We have some departments in online Diploma Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania, in square bracket Olenjolai. One of the departments is called Basic Engineering and Scientific Mathematics. So in these departments, currently we are teaching 6 modules, right? And let's have another departments of physics, or departments of physics. We have departments of the kingdoms of heaven. So one of the modules or courses is called algebra, which we are going to discuss. We have covered 2 chapters of algebra, that is general introductions of algebra and also indices and the logarithm. The 3rd chapter is called the polynomial function. And then this is lecture 1, the general introduction to polynomial function. The year of study, these contents used to be covered in first semester of the first year of NTA level 4 or first year students. I know you're first year students. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you in ordinary diploma education. Get prepared to be a practical and hands-on engineer or practical and hands-on scientist, right? So make sure that you meet that objective for the rest of your life. So let us now go into the session, and we build these foundations today, because the beginnings of the chapter, hence we say that there's no any quick review actually. Quick review of what? By this lecture 1. And once we got to lecture 2, because I know my students always say, Sam, you forgot to do the quick review. I remember when I was teaching them physically. There's no quick review today, so really they know that because the quick review was giving them the link between consecutive lectures. All right? Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen of ordinary diploma educations, are you ready to join me in this topic of polynomial function? Are you ready? Tell me in the comment sections, please, that if you are ready and if you understand what I'm teaching you. General introductions of polynomial function. So the topic is called the polynomial function, right? So before even we go into too much details, I would like to say that there's a topic. Okay, we say that according to the NACTE, so NACTE is National Council for Technical Education syllabus. So if you are watching from Kenya, look the syllabus of your National Council of Technical Educations. Okay, according to the NACTE syllabus of 40 of ordinary diploma education, say that the topic of function, of polynomial function, polynomial function contains or comprises contains the following. Contain the following subtopics. So the first subtopic that you are going to cover is equality relationship. Okay, the first subtopic is general introduction. General introduction of what? Of polynomial function. General introduction of polynomial function. And then the second subtopic that we are going to cover is called the relationship between roots of polynomial function. Roots of not any polynomial function, roots of quadratic function. Relationship between roots of quadratic function and relationship between the roots of quadratic function and its coefficients. Coefficients of the quadratic function. Quadratic function has 3 coefficients, so we discussed them. Then the third concept that you have to cover is called the remainder theorem. And then the first subtopic that you are going to cover is called the factor theorem. And the last subtopic is called the synthetic division. So these are the 5 subtopics that you are going to cover. General introduction of polynomial function, relationship between roots of the quadratic function and its coefficients, then remainder theorem, factor theorem, and synthetic division. Okay, synthetic division. So this is what you are going to cover. So you have to get prepared, be well equipped to have a good focus, so that we are going to we are going to break down all of these concepts into smaller and 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 smaller concepts in which everybody, whether slow learner students or intermediate learner or even higher learner or faster learner students of ordinary diploma, can digest their content. So stay focused, and then let me take you inside the first subtopic of general introductions of polynomial function. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let us go to the first subtopic, which is titled as general introduction, and we are going to cover this first subtopic in this single lecture. General introduction. On this single lecture, we are going to cover it. So general introduction. So general introduction of polynomial function. General introduction of polynomial function. Introduction of polynomial function. Okay. So we say that the fundamental question is, what is polynomial function? What is polynomial function? Like the fundamental question. What is polynomial function? Okay, what's polynomial function? So simply, we have so many definitions, but one of them is this one. We say that in mathematics, a polynomial function is an expression consisting of variables which we call those indeterminate, and the coefficients. And coefficients that involves only the operation so variables and the coefficients, so keyword, that involves only the operations of addition. So we have only three basic operation of addition, subtraction, or multiplication, and non-negative integer exponentiation. Non-negative integer exponentiation. Non-negative integer exponentiation. Exponentiation of variables. So this is the definition of what one definition of polynomial function. So a polynomial function is an expression consisting variables or indeterminates, and the coefficients that involves only the operations of addition, subtractions, multiplication, and non-negative integer exponentiations of order variables. So simply a polynomial function, for that definition, polynomial function consisting following part. The first one, variables. So polynomial functions consisting what? Variables. Then a polynomial function also consisting coefficients. And also polynomial functions consisting basic operations or operations. Operation which is addition, subtraction, and multiplication. Also, these are the polynomial functions consist of non-negative integer. Non-negative integer. Non-negative integer. Okay? So consisting non-negative integer. So it consists in non-negative integer. Alright? So it consists in non-negative integer. So that is the polynomial functions consist of this stuff. Okay, consist of variables, coefficients, operations, which is additions, subtractions, multiplications, or non-negative integers. So that's what you have to expect when we are dealing with polynomial function. Some other sources also they do define also some other sources also they do define polynomial function. You define polynomial functions. A polynomial function is a function of the single independent variables. Of the single independent variables. With the single independent variables in which variables can occur more than once. Raised to an integer power. Raised to an integer power. So this is the definition. The other definition of polynomial functions. You may use the first one and the second one. All of them they are still discussing the same concept because polynomial function is the function of the single independent variable. Okay, so you see the word variable here. In which variables can occur more than once. So this is all talking about coefficient. And raised, this is all about non-integer exponentiation to an integer power. Okay, so it didn't mention openly about the operations of addition, subtractions, and multiplication. We have so many examples of polynomial function that we have to know. So examples of polynomial function. Examples of polynomial function are 2x plus 4. Possibility, okay, 2x plus 4. Then we have 4x. Where x plus 1 is equal to 0. And then we have what? We have 5x squared minus x. We have 6x power 4 minus x cubic plus 2x squared minus x, etc. So all of them are what are examples of polynomial function, right? And then we have again another concept that I would like to introduce to you. This is about types of polynomial function. Now, before types of polynomial function, we say that in the general form, of polynomial function, general form of polynomial function, that any polynomial function has to obey that form. General form of any polynomial of polynomiality function. Okay? So you say that in this case, or in this concept, we say that, okay? So it's the general form of polynomial function is given as this f of x now. Let me start with this. We start with coefficient, which is an power xn, plus the next coefficient is an minus 1, x power n minus 1, and then plus what? Next coefficient is an minus 2, x power n minus 2, then the next coefficient is an minus 3, then here we have xn minus 3, then next coefficient is an minus 4, then we have x power n minus 4, then the next it is 40 an minus 6 minus 5. Then we have x power n minus 5 plus dash 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 a 0, then x power 0. So this is the general form that any polynomial function has to obey. So in this general form that we find can just extract the information that we have in our variables. So here the variables x is a variable. Okay, the variable. And then you have the next components of the polynomial is what? Coefficients. So it means an, comma n minus 1, comma n minus 2, comma n minus 3, comma n minus 4, comma n minus 5, then comma dash 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 a comma 0 are coefficient of polynomial function. Okay, so in many institutions, as I say, this model is covered in the first semester of the first year. Again, in case that you want to offer your free willing Thanksgiving, you want to support this program and to make so many videos of of algebra and other modules or courses to be in air through our YouTube channel that's called the Online Diploma Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania. So then we say that all of these one are coefficients. Coefficients of what? Of polynomial function. Polynomial function. So all of these are coefficients of polynomial functions. Then we need the operation. So the operation there, is what is plus. So the operations here, it's additions, so it's plus. Then we have the force. Okay, the force is take the non-negative integer. Non-negative integers, exponentiation, non-negative integer exponentiation. Non-negative integer exponentiation. So it is positive integer. Or it can be positive integer or positive fraction. Okay? So for this case, we have n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, n minus 4, n minus 5, n minus 6, dash, 0 are non-negative exponentiation. Right? Wow, wonderful. So now you see how we can relate the definition with the general form of the function. Okay, so after having that great concept, now allow me to teach you about types of types of polynomial function. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to teach you types of polynomial functions. Types of polynomial function. Types of polynomial function. So I say that in mathematics, there are so many types of polynomial function. So many types of polynomial function. So many types of polynomial function. Okay? These polynomial functions, there are so many types of polynomial function. But basically, there are 4 types of polynomial function. 4? Which 4 or 5? It's either 4. Even 5, you can find 5, but let me introduce to you 4. And the one will be your homework. The first test of polynomial function, we call it constant. Constant polynomial function. This constant polynomial function, we say that we have only the coefficient, meaning that polynomial functions just contains only the coefficient. We don't have any variable, we don't have any non-negative exponentiation, we don't have any operations, so it's just only the coefficient. So it's general form. Say that this is, for example, you have y is equal to 6, or you have y is equal to 4. No? So this is constant or zero polynomial function. It's called it, some of the book, they call it zero polynomial function. So generally, with this one, we say that P of x is equal to ax power 0. So example, if you have a polynomial function which is equal to 4, we have a polynomial function which is equal to -2. So those are the zero polynomial functions or constant. The second one is called the linear polynomial function. Linear polynomial function. Say linear polynomial function. The general form of linear polynomial function is given as P of x is equal to ax plus b. Examples as the general form. Example, you have P of x is equal to xc plus 1, and have P of x is equal to xc, so still linear. You can have also P of xc is equal to 1 minus xc. Now P of xc is equal to 5 minus x. So etc, etc, etc. Those are the linear polynomial functions, and they're very important because in some of the word problems, you find that you'll be, especially if you'll be dealing with remainder theorem, you have to know the type of divisor. You have a dividend and also you have divisor. So you should know, if you divide a certain polynomial function with a linear function, then we can predict it, or we can have the general formula for the remainder. And also, if you divide a function, polynomial function, with what with the quadratic function, okay? Also, we can know, or we can predict the remainder. So that's why that I'm teaching, because I know in the next subtopic, in case of the relationship between the roots of the quadratic function and their coefficients, we want to use this concept often, but we are going to use it incredibly when we'll be doing, or when I'll be teaching about remainder theorem. We'll see the necessity of the basic types of polynomial function, right? So we go for the third. The third type is called the quadratic polynomial function. Quadratic polynomial function. Quadratic polynomial function. So it's a quadratic polynomial function. We say that simply it's a function whose highest degree is 2. So it's a quadratic function whose its highest, okay, whose highest degree is what is 2. So generally, so we say that generally, we say that this is P of x is equal to a x squared plus bx plus c. So that's a quadratic function where a, b, c are coefficient, x is a variable, plus is a operation, and then 2 and 1 and 0 are non-negative integer exponentiation, right? So we are going to deal with this one in the second subtopic. We'll be dealing with 80. So we say examples of 40 of quadratic, example of quadratic function are p of x is equal to 4 x squared minus x minus 2, or plus x minus 2, excuse me. And as an example, we can have q of x. This is equal to what? X squared plus a half x minus 3. Right? Then we have another polynomial function, which is actual q of x is equal to what? Negative x squared minus 4x plus 7. So these are the common examples, or just some of the examples, etc., etc. We still have so many types of examples of quadratic polynomial function. So then, now let me leave the homework one for you to try. Question is mention the said type of polynomial function. So mention the said type of polynomial function. Hence, give the formula and what? Give them a formula and examples. So then I believe that you're going to do that homework effectively and everything is going to be okay. But just to take a little bit, just detail that if you consider a polynomial function which is ax squared plus bx plus c, sum of the areas, right, ax plus bx plus c, this is equal to 0. So we have to understand that a, b, and c are coefficients. These are the coefficients of what? Of polynomial function. These are the coefficients of polynomial function. Polynomial function. While x is a variable. Okay? So, later on, so we'll be dealing, because now we have our quadratic function. Later on, so we'll be dealing about roots. But I want to teach you a concept that you need it when we be learning, when we be solving ordinary differential questions during your first semester of the third year, NTA level 6, you'll be learning about differential questions, how you can solve. So you have differential question of the second order, which actually that we establish something called in mathematics auxiliary ordinary differential question, so that they always used to fall into this quadratic function. So I want to teach you, because you said that I want to teach you different values of 40, different values of, or different values. Okay, I want to teach you about, yes, different values of roots, depending on the variable values that of ABC that have been given in context. Okay? So you have, so what do you say? So I want to teach you about roots of quadratic equation. Ladies and gentlemen, roots of quadratic equation. Quadratic function, let's say. Roots of quadratic function. General roots of quadratic function. A quadratic function can be solved by, first of all, substitution method. Then the second method, elimination. Can mention another method that we can solve quadratic function or quadratic equation. We taught in Form 2. Graph, perfect square method. Okay. Perfect square method. And then the first one is general form. Do you enjoy the beauty of basic engineering and scientific mathematics? Please tell me in the comment section below. Also, you can solve these quadratic equations by using scientific calculator. Okay. So then let us focus on finding roots of the quadratic function by using a general formula as one of the methods. Okay, so now let us think about how we can solve or we can find roots of the quadratic functions by using the general formula, right? Means that we can find the roots of quadratic. I'm not talking about relationship yet. I want to speak about a phenomenon that we call mathematics discriminant, because you need this phenomena when you be solving ordinary differential questions of the second order, and also later on you need these concepts also when we learning about how you can solve partial differential questions during your second year, during your first year of undergraduate programs in engineering or science. Okay, so we can find the roots of the quadratic function by using the general formula. The general formula. So please remind me the general formula, the way it is. Do you still remember it? Say that we're looking at the roots which is the value of x. This is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of what? Square b square minus 4ac, then divided by 2a. So from that formula, we find that in most cases, not most cases, any quadratic functions has two roots, whether two distinct roots, two distinct real roots, or two equal roots, or two complex roots. So, what makes this the value of x to be more than 1 is if this is non-zero. If this is not equal to 0, whether it is greater than 0 or less than 0, then x will have two distinctive values. But if this is 0, right? If this is 0, then we find x it has two equal values, which is negative b. Okay? So we are going to discuss about that. So we say that can use a discriminant of general formula to define what types of roots. So then discriminant of quadratic function we always in online diploma polytechnic Institute of Tanzania, square bracket of the always start from the fundamental concept. Discriminant of quadratic function. Discriminants of the quadratic function. So from this formula, I say that discriminant here is equal to the square root of b squared minus 4ac. Right? Minus 4ac. So this is what we call discriminant in mathematics. In ordinary diploma mathematics, we call discriminant. In advanced mathematics, we call discriminant. In higher engineering and scientific mathematics, we call it discriminant. So bear that in your mind. And excuse me that my voice is not good today, but don't worry, everything is going to be settled now. Okay. So we saw the screen, and then we said that now we said that a quadratic function okay. So let me just, I was thinking about, because there are only three possibilities about roots of the quadratic function: real, distinctive roots, equal real roots, and complex roots. So we say that if the quadratic function has two distinct roots, two distinctive real roots. If the quadratic function has two distinctive real roots, then we say that this discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac, should be greater than 0. That's the condition. You can even find that we can also be allowed to simplify, if you don't mind. B squared minus 4ac greater than 0. So b squared always should be greater than the product of 4 times a times c. So for this case, means that we get the roots of x1 is equal to a, and the roots of x2 is equal to b. So this is case 1. So that is case 1 of the roots of 40 of quadratic function. You have case 2. Case 2. So that if the quadratic function or equation, whatever, if the quadratic function or equation has two equals, has two equals, has two equal roots. Has two equal roots. So that then, if it has two equal roots, then its discriminant b squared minus 4ac, this one should be equal to 0. Later on, when we solve a differential equation, this one we call it hyperbolic partial differential equation. This one we call it elliptic or parabolic partial differential equation. So this one is square both sides. So this one, we say that it's equal to 0. So simply this condition, once b square is equal to 4ac, then we say that we expect to have two equal roots of the quadratic function. Right? Case 1 here, we say that two distinct okay. So that's the key point that you have to understand. So we say that this is two distinct roots. Here you have what? Two equal roots. So let us go to the study. Study case. When we go for case 3, okay, so right now the case 3 we say that two complex roots. Excuse me, I was kind of meditating the beauty of basic engineering scientific mathematics. Two complex roots. So we say that if the quadratic, however that you are not going to deal with them, this concept now, but you will encounter them in near future. So if I'm a question, the quadratic function has two complex roots. Complex roots, we say that then discriminants, that expressions of that functions or whatever, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, you see that a discriminant there. But to have the complex roots, this discriminant should be less than 0. So discriminant should be less than what? 0. So you can maybe having an. Okay, so this is the case because if you square both sides, you find that b squared minus 4ac b squared minus 4ac, and here you are, this you have 2. This is less than 0. So it means that b squared must be less than 4ac. So our roots, for example, will be a, j, which is imaginary, plus b, then x is equal to 10 j okay, so that is the case. This is the conditions for the roots or for the quadratic functions to possess two complex roots. This The last part is very important for the mathematicians because we'll recall it several times as well as we can to make everything that is going well. So I would like to say that this is the end of the general introductions of the polynomial function, which is lecture 1 of this chapter, that is chapter 3. Okay, so I really thank God who have been with me from the beginnings of these programs and until now. I give him all the praise and glory and honor. And I would like also to thank you who have taken your time just to join me. Please, I ask you to subscribe and just to go and click the bell icon. Then you'll choose the all. We should choose the all icon. Okay. So now I will be trying my level best to make sure that you keep love with your engineering, mathematics, or scientific mathematics, because you've been very excellent actually that during your journey, in the midst of your journey. So may God bless you abundantly, and I'll let you invite you in the next session. That will be the 10th session, and I believe that God is going to do great things. And then I invite you in the next lecture. Is this lecture 1? No. I've told you already lecture 1. Okay, so I ask you also to make sure that you go through these contents, share these contents, subscribe to our channel, ask questions in the comment section, answer questions of the other students, and then let us work together and let us conquer the future kind of the testing or exams or even the real life problems. So may God bless you abundantly. Amen.